Commodity TV live from the Mines and Money 2022 in London. We have here now a special guest out of the uranium space, I would call it, Cory Belyk, CEO of CanAlaska Uranium. Cory, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. How's the show so far?
It's been a great show. Yeah, real good turnout yesterday. Today's been very good as well. And there's a lot of appetite for discussions and especially about uranium. So it's a good place to be.
That's good. So you're very active in the Athabasca Basin, where we had several drill successes, I would say, in the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. So could you give us an insight in your company and in the projects?
Absolutely. So we've been in the Athabasca Basin since 2004. And post-Fukushima, we didn't do a lot because no one wanted to have this conversation. But now we're back, now the market's present, and I must say that we've had some great success. We announced in July a brand new intersection on our West McArthur project, which is a joint venture with Cameco Corporation, right near to their large McArthur River mine, that mine of 700 million pounds. And we're looking to move that forward fairly aggressively, starting in about 5 weeks with 2 drills. Okay. And you have to follow up intersections of 25% uranium. And that's what we announced about 10 days ago from our assays, 25% grade. So it's just fantastic results. It's a new discovery, and it's wide open. We're happy.
That sounds great. So you start drilling. What are the plans for 2023? So how much will you drill? Which project? Could you just elaborate a little bit on this?
Yeah, you bet. We're going to get focused at West McArthur. Principally West McArthur. We've doubled the budget year over year from $5 million last year, which resulted in this success. And now we're going to take that to $10 million next year, and we're financed for that. And that we just came through the joint venture meetings with Cameco. It's been approved at the management level, so we're going to move ahead with a $10 million program, 2 drills starting in about 5 weeks. Okay. That will be the focus for the winter. Okay. 2 rigs on that project. We've also got another project right near the Key Lake mine and mill. And what's important about that is it has never been drilled, but it's host to that Key Lake fault. It's historically produced 150 million pounds of uranium, and it's just 10 kilometers from that mill complex. So again, prime real estate in the right jurisdiction in the eastern Athabasca, and we're producing results, and we've got the right projects to deliver, and that's going to be really our focus for next year. Okay. And we'll continue to look for deals too. Yeah,
that's my next question. You are a prospect generator.
Correct.
So what are your partners at the moment? Can you just give us an insight in this?
Yeah, absolutely. So our main partner is Cameco at West McArthur. Yeah. We've also got a joint venture with Denison Mines at our Moon Lake South project, which is right near to their Wheeler River project, where they're currently testing ISR mining methods. So we made 2 new discoveries on that project last year. So that's a really good joint venture for us with one of the majors in Denison. Yeah. And then we've got new entrants to the Athabasca Basin. So Basin Energy on the ASX just listed in early October. We've done 6 weeks worth of work, and we've already doubled the target inventory with the initial results from our programs on 3 of our newly staked projects. So that's an example where we've generated new projects for very low cost, great ideas, and turned it into a $15 million investment with a new ASX listed company.
Oh, good. So drilling means you need money. So what's cash in the bank?
Cash in the bank actually is $18.8 million.
Oh, wow, that's good.
We just completed a $10 million financing, which we raised that money in about 1 hour.
Wow.
And then we closed it within 3 weeks. And that just, I think, is a hint to the appetite, of the uranium market, but also to the results that we're generating from West McArthur. And I think that just speaks volumes.
Okay. So any plans for the resource estimate after drilling?
I'd like to say after the 10 million, but realistically we might have to wait for 2 drill programs to get there. That's what we anticipate. But our driver is to generate that sort of resource understanding on this target within the first, say, 2 to 3 years, hopefully within 2 years. And we should start to get line of sight of that after this program in the winter.
Okay. So besides uranium, you also have some projects on copper, nickel, so energy, battery metals, gold, I believe. Could you just give us an insight in this?
Yeah, so we've divested of the gold assets, but really it's about uranium, copper, and nickel, but we're a uranium first company, let's not make any mistake. But when no one wanted to have this conversation, we said, okay, what else can we do to generate business for our shareholders, create value? And we looked at the neighboring province of Manitoba, and there's some great copper and nickel assets there, in particular nickel. We're the 2nd largest landholder to Vale, and the 5th largest sulfide nickel belt on the planet, that being the Thompson nickel belt. So we're looking for ways to monetize that for our shareholders, whether it's a spin out, whether it's doing further deals. bring outside investment in because we want to stay focused on uranium, and rightly so.
Yeah, okay, that's clear. So, what's the shareholder structure? Do we have institutions in? What is management holding?
Good question. So we do have some institutions in, but I don't usually divulge those. I let them just determine who they let know. But we do have some institutional. We're largely built on retail investment. And we've got 122 million shares outstanding right now, fully diluted around 173 million. Management holds about 4.5%, fully diluted around 8.5%. So we're well invested with our shareholders moving forward. And we're pretty good structure. Pretty good structure for a company that's been around almost 20 years.
Okay. So Cameco and Orano have very large, mills or mill capacity. So is this a chance for you to get into this capacity or to do deals with them, or what's your feeling about that?
I think I would say that in order to have a leg up on the competition or the other mineralization or deposits that might be found in the Athabasca, you should be in and around that critical infrastructure. The 3 mills, 2 owned by Cameco, 1 owned by Orano, obviously near the Cigar Lake and McArthur River mines. So that's where our projects are centered. West McArthur, for instance, is right against the McArthur River project, essentially, just 10, 15 kilometers from that mine. So we've got access to our partners' infrastructure. Let's be clear, we're not looking to produce uranium. We want to build the value at the front end and then create the auction and get it into the hands of someone that's going to take it forward, because that is a large company game. So you really want to be in and around all that critical infrastructure. So do we have access to it? Neurology and partnerships which suggest yes. And we have to remember that in 7 years' time, Cigar Lake runs out of ore. The McLean Lake mill will need feed in 7 years.
Oh yeah.
15 years after McArthur River restarts, it runs out of ore. The Key Lake mill will need, another source of feed. There are no other tier 1 assets in that part of the Athabasca Basin that will feed any of those 3 mills. So that's 20% of global uranium supply potentially offline in 15 years. We need to know today the tier 1 asset that's going to feed any of that infrastructure, and this is the strategic opportunity for CanAlaska with its recent discovery. It's just a brilliant scenario, and we're looking forward to taking advantage of that and moving this forward.
What would you say will be the next most important catalysts for CanAlaska Uranium for the next 12 to 15 months?
So catalysts, I think, are going to sit primarily in 2 places. One is the market. Okay, the market has been strengthening. That foundation is critically being built. I think looking for long-term contracting to come out in Q1 next year will be a good indication of where the market might go. So I'm really watching that closely. And I think the second catalyst, and importantly, is moving that continued discovery forward at West McArthur. So taking that initial 9 meters of 2.5% uranium, some additional follow-up holes of 25% uranium, and testing the ideal target at the unconformity. And if we're successful, this could be another McArthur River, and it sure looks right at this stage. And we're going to go out and prove it with the drill bit.
Sounds great to me, Cory.
Sounds great to me, and stay tuned because it's going to be an exciting
Thank you very much for this insight in your company, and all the best for 2023.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Cory Belyk, CEO of CanAlaska Uranium, live here from the Mines and Money in London. I would say check out this very, very interesting company, and bye-bye from London.